Hey guys, so I hope you guys had a great day on the market. I just want to come and do a quick recap on some of the things that we looked at in pre-market live and just some of the things that we've kind of been watching to kind of see where everything went and how some of these things played out and what to watch for. Okay, so we talked about Planet Lab. We talked about, let's see, IREN, DELL, of course, SPY, NVDA, and all of that. So I'm going to bring you guys over here to the chart so that we can do a quick review to see where we can find some opportunity going into tomorrow as well as next week. And also, DELL had earnings this evening, so we're going to look at exactly where the stock has gone after earnings. Now, I was definitely expecting them to have some great earnings, but we know how earnings go. They can go either direction with good earnings or bad earnings. All right, so let's get over here to these charts and let's do this quick recap. So let's start with NVIDIA. NVIDIA, as we know, this thing has kind of been coming on down a bit, especially since they gapped down over here, which was back on May 14th. Now, what I want you guys to take note of is that they have this descending channel. New to the market, a descending channel is technically bearish until the breakout. And normally what you're looking for on the breakout is for this thing to break out to the upside on a descending channel, potentially retest, and then give us some continuation and start going a little bit higher. Now, this is the thing with NVIDIA, okay? As I told you guys, what was that, Tuesday, Wednesday, that if it broke down to 10, we were likely going to come to around that 207. But they pushed down here to about 208.78. So it was a bit shy of that 207, but they held up pretty nicely, broke back above 210, and they are officially making their way back to that 214. That area that they need to break above and hold to start making their way to that next level at around 216, getting back up there to 218, a little bit higher. Okay, so that right there, as we can see here, we had that little rejection in that area, that break, and some plays along here, a test along this same area here, and you guys can see where we are right now. So them getting back over 214 would definitely be crucial to being able to retest some of those higher points. All right. So for those of you who already know, if you're in the Patreon, I'm already in an NVIDIA trade. I got in at 216. So I did see this thing pick up pretty nicely again on the day, pushing back to that 214. But hey, I was not tripping about it, okay? It was a long game with NVIDIA, and I got plenty of time on my expiration to let it play out. But look, them NVIDIA contracts was looking real ugly today, okay? Especially when it came on down to that 208. So it happens, it's part of the game, and it's just all a matter of waiting this thing out and just letting NVIDIA play out. And at $214 level, okay? So if it breaks there, then we can start targeting a little bit higher, okay? Now, let's look at Planet Labs, okay? This one here, as we talked about in our pre-market live this morning, got a break outside of that channel. Now, what was the thing that we wanted to see here? Because it's making some new highs. Was a break and a retest. Just as I said in that live this morning, we got a break here. We got the retest here, and it gave us a nice $3.30 move back to the upside. And what did it do again today? It retested back here again, and it gave us another move, and it broke up above that 5140 area, and it kind of began to push back down a bit. But overall, it broke out. It's holding outside of that channel, which is important to be sure that it doesn't try to come back and retest that lower channel, the lower parallel on this channel. Okay, so keep it on your radar. When things begin to make new highs, of course, we have absolutely nothing to target to that upside, okay? And so this is why getting a pullback is the most important thing, okay? You're taking this thing all the way back, okay? This is what, back in 2021, we have no data up there at the top to go by on Planet Labs. And so once the pullback really happens and kind of gives us a little bit more room to actually allow it to run back up and some levels to actually target, gives you a little bit more confidence in the play. Okay, so if you missed this, it did give you two opportunities to actually make a move. It retested twice. This retest here, and the way the bull stepped in to push that thing back up, this was around 48.52, and then it ran up to that high point at around 51.76. 6. Okay, so still a decent short-term play there. And if it decides to come back down, give us another solid test and it holds, you can potentially look for some opportunity to make a move there. Okay, now let's come over here and let's take a look at IREN. Now, IREN is another break and retest moment on this thing here. Let's bring this down. We talked about this in pre-market live. Now, the original thing here was to see that we got a break outside of this here. Okay, you guys see how we've been playing along these lines here. Now, I also have this trend line on the inside of here because this is sometimes where you have a channel, whether it's a descending channel, a flag, depending on how big it is and depending on how that setup looks, you can find opportunity on the inside of that thing while you wait for the breakout to take place for the larger opportunity. In this case, on IREN, this is exactly what this additional trend line is here. Now, multiple things we can look at with IREN. One is we potentially had this little double top forming here. If you're new to the market, a double top is just simply the letter M. Okay, you see this here? And the price will potentially come back down to retest inside of that trend line. Potential opportunity there to ride the price to the downside. Or we see here where we got this breakout. It came back, pushed up, came back, retested, and look for this thing to continue on up to that all-time high at around 76.87. And of course, take profit along the way, depending on how many contracts you have, okay? So that breaking retest could be an opportunity. It breaking back inside of this channel, potentially playing out this double top here, coming back to the trend line, there could be another opportunity. Or if it does come back, you don't make a move yet, it holds the trend line, then you ride the price back up, potentially here on a breakout here, going back to 65 and higher. The last opportunity, you can look for this to break down the trend line, possibly retest, and then potentially start coming back down to retest right around this level again. Different opportunities here that you can look for. It's just a matter of reacting to what you're seeing on those charts and then making sure you have a solid game plan for how long you plan on being in that trade and how you're planning on going about it so you're not overstaying or you're not entering prematurely. Okay, so that's IREN. IREN and DELL had their partnership, so that did send IREN on a nice little run to break out from this little piece here. And so we're going to kind of see how DELL's, which we're going to look at next, their earnings and everything going on to see if that kind of floats over here to IREN on Friday, okay? Now, let's come over here and look at DELL really quickly and see where they are. Now, in pre-market live, I said I wanted to see them come back down to 255 because they've already been on a run. This candle here, okay, when they gapped up, this here was $40.88 move. We kept going up. I don't like playing too close to the top, or at least when we are not saying close to the top, but when we are pushing up like that, this thing is rallying, no pullback. I want to see this thing come back a bit before I hop into that trade. And 255 was one of those areas, which was around 265 and 255, where it came back, fill the gap, get a reversal there, and then we started pushing back up. But you guys, they had earnings today. Now, I was expecting them to have some pretty nice earnings. That's just, that's to be expected, to be honest with you. But earnings, they reported that 4.86 on the earnings, and they were estimated to report 2.962, beating earnings by 64%. Revenue reported was $43.84 billion. It was estimated that they would report $35.74 billion, and their surprise was 22% on that. Let's go up here and see where they are right now. They are sitting at $404. You guys, before I even started making this video, they were just at $380. $380. That is a very, very nice move, especially for those of you who may have took your chances and actually got into this thing. If this is still holding at this level, come open tomorrow, you have a damn good bag waiting for you. Okay, so big ups to you on that one. Let's see what this number is looking like at this moment. Currently up almost $100. $100. And what I told everyone in the Patreon and the trading community and pre-market live, I was going to wait till after earnings to make a move. see where it goes, let that pullback happen, and just find some opportunity there. But hey, we're sitting up almost $100. And hey, it happened. I trade Eli Lilly a lot. And even when things run, give us $100 move, Eli Lilly has the ability to come right back down. So these type of moves don't scare me. I don't really trip about it. I say, okay. And it comes back to these levels. We know we're going to be gapped up tomorrow. I got something to wait for. Let that thing come on back, find some opportunity to execute, and just go from there and retarget that point that it went. That's it. Okay. That's it. So I wanted to share it with you guys really quickly. Also, SPY made some new highs on today. And as usual, pull back, pull back, pull back. Let's go back to regular, and I'm going to show you guys what, for those of you who weren't in the pre-market live on this morning. Coming on back, one of the things that I told them in one of our other lives was to allow the price to come back down to around that 748. We pushed up, okay, we gapped up, and it came right back to this little area here, giving you something to target to the upside, because with those new highs, nothing to target. Let it slide on back before you go in. And that's exactly what it did. Now, on today, they pushed back up past that 752.12, and they closed out today at 754.64, making the new all-time high point here at 755.15. Okay, and so now with that taking place, we want to see this come back at minimum to 752, or depending on what your game plan is. Okay, but at minimum, it comes back to 752, give you a little on a $3 little range there that you can work with to actually have something to target. But them breaking down at 752, 748, 746 is still on the table, because the last time we talked about this thing pushed up here. Okay, we kind of got that high, and we got a nice $17 drop here, which was about 2% before it started making its way back up. So I could care less about them all-time highs, because I know those lower levels will come back to us to find some nice opportunity to rinse and repeat what we may have felt like we missed. Okay, so I hope this helped. I hope you guys had a great day on the market. I definitely hope everyone made some cash today, okay? But don't let these rallies and these runs scare you, even the slightest, okay? You just have to be patient to allow things to get back. I'm primarily a swing trader. I know some people are day traders, so they want their levels a little bit more quicker. But the more you wait things out, sometimes, or depending on the game plan, the better opportunities you can find when the price is coming back to some really, really key level for you to be able to pull the trigger and run that thing up. Okay, so that is all that I have for you guys. That's just a quick update on some things that we looked at, and I hope you guys found some opportunity in the things that we looked at on this morning, and I will see you guys in the next one.